So most people in sales don't lose clients because they cannot explain their product properly. They lose clients because they cannot trigger an emotional side of the prospect, which will overall lead them to buying into whatever you're offering. In this video, I'm teaching you 4 questions to ask your clients so that you can stop pressurizing them and overall have clients which immediately close themselves for you. And yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to build by emails, and turn on post notification. Let's get to it. So before we can actually get to it, a lot of people in sales are so quick to be rushing into, oh, okay, when you're gonna have the money to buy this, when you're gonna have the money to get this, are you financially, this is rushing into pushing the prospect into buying whatever they're offering instead of feeling them. Okay, feeling them. Once you can feel your prospects properly, the conversions will be crazy. Okay, taking time to listen to their story, see what they're going, and see the overall point of view in the situation. And if you can be able to master these 4 questions, which I'm going to teach you right now, there will be higher chances for you to come across clients who immediately close themselves because they feel this genuine authenticity and don't feel like they're setting up themselves to be played with or be used for the money in their pockets. So yeah, let's get to it. So right now I got the big screen, guys. So yeah, just to have clarity of why am I looking this side. So let's get to it. Alright. So why does this thing work? In today's age, just to give you guys better clarity on why you can't just jump into selling or just use basic tactics of sales, it's like people, they need more than just telling them that this product will really solve them. That's why in social media today we have hooks. We're implementing hooks more than, I don't think hook was something in 2016 because our attention spans weren't as wide as today, and we're using hooks tactics to hook people up. And when you look at hooks, 99%, not I think, but 99% of hooks are based off emotion triggering and psychology. Psychology is basically emotions involved there. So what's gonna move the needle is understanding the psychological standpoint of things and understand the emotional standpoint of things to make them feel a certain way. Like for example, you make a hook challenging a popular belief. Let's say it's maybe training abs won't get you abs. It's you're gonna create this emotion like what, really? But that's not the overall topic. I'm just giving you guys some clarity how this works, real psychology, not just theory. Okay, every decision a human makes starts emotionally and is justified logically after. And this is just how things work. It processes emotional significance before the logical part of the brain even fully engages. So if your conversation doesn't create emotional weight, the client stays comfortable, and comfortable people do not buy because they're comfortable. Like I'm fine. No, no, no. The core strategy is expanding the gap. Okay, your job is to make the client clearly see the distance between where they are now, which is their current pain, and where I say current pain, and where they want to be, which is the desired outcome. The bigger and more real that gap feels, the more urgency they feel to close it. Okay, so here are the 4 questions that shift the sale. Number 1, emotional reflection question. Alright, when a client hints at a feeling, you reflect it back simply and calmly. Example: a client says, honestly, it's getting frustrating trying to keep up with everything. And you're gonna say, frustrating? So why does this work? It uses principles from active listening. It taps into mirroring. Alright, so what happened next? The client naturally expands. They feel understood without being interrupted. They go deeper emotionally without pressure, because it's like, when you just say frustrating, it's like not in my tone of voice, but when you just say frustrating, it makes them be like, wow, somebody's genuinely listening to me. Somebody's genuinely like paying attention to what I'm saying. Because a lot of salespeople are just they like their ears are blocked. I'm gonna put the picture of some other guy with his ears blocked like a concrete, and they just don't listen to the person's pain point. They don't really look deep into the client's pain point and what they're going through. They're just looking at the only thing they hear is, okay, I can pay for it. That's the only thing they hear. So another one is time awareness questions. Once they open up, you enter the problem in time. Ask, how long has that been happening? Example, client says, it's been like this for almost a year. So why this matters, the moment forces awareness, okay? They start thinking, I've been dealing with this for that long? Damn, I've been struggling with weight loss for 10 years, which will give them this sense of urgency like, okay, it's been a quite a while. It's the discomfort between wanting change but not having taken action. Okay, when you don't take action, it kills you so much when you realize that I've been making excuses for so long and other people are progressing. So that tension drives immediate decisions. So another one is impact question. Okay, you slow the conversation down and make it personal. Ask, so over the past year, how has that been affecting you? Important. Pause before asking. Let them breathe before just rushing. Okay, let me. Okay, they ask. So over the past year, how has that been affecting you? Okay, don't be trying to rush it too fast and make it seem like you're trying to rush them to opening up the card and buying from you. Take your time, like you genuinely are a therapist and you want to hear their side of the story, their emotions, how they are feeling. So why does this work? Fast delivery gets surface answers, slower delivery triggers reflection. Okay, it triggers them and helps them think and really see the situations, which will give them that urgency to go for your offer. Okay, so example response, it's actually starting to affect my confidence. I feel like I'm feeling behind. Now you're no longer dealing with a surface level issue. You're inside something that matters to them. And now when you are really that in depth with someone's problem, you're able to make okay, I know, but you're able to make a lot of money because solving problems will make you a lot of bag. Solving problems will make you a lot of bag. I do email marketing, and one of the things that will set your conversions high is truly knowing your email subscribers' pain points so that you send relevant emails tailored to them. That shit will get your conversions booming because it's what they want. It's solving their problem. You're not sending random stuff about, you know, weight loss for busy moms when the person you're sending it to is a young kid, 19-year-old trying to bench more. You get what I'm trying to say? When you really get to that level where they open themselves up, that's a chance for you to also listen to. Don't take it as you're just trying to ask them to get them to buy. Also, you gotta change your perspective to, hey, I know I want to make money off this, but how can I actually help this person? Because when you apply this strategy and your goal, of course, the goal is to get them with your offer. But if that's only the goal, you're gonna lose track of the things they're saying. You're gonna lose because what's in your mind is like, okay, let me put on a mask, let me put on a mask and just play until I can get the car. Take your time, see where this person is at, where he's at, and then because people can smell authenticity. Trust me, bro. And even if you're good at playing it, one day you're gonna get revealed. So really be authentic. You're really helping people, bro. You gotta be passionate about helping people, because if you're not passionate about helping people, that means your offer is not truly valuable. Because you should know that, hey, my offer can really solve your problem. So there's no need for me to be sugarcoating or trying to, literally, dog, literally. So yeah, um, where were we? Your inside something that matters to them. So number 4 is deep dive questioning. Okay, when the client gives a general answer, you bring it into reality. Ask, What does that look like day to day? When did you first notice this becoming a real problem? Can you walk me through a recent situation? So why does this work? Okay, it forces specificity. Oh my gosh, how did I fumble that? Oh, specificity. Oh my, I'm sorry guys. I don't know what happened. I think I ate carbs because carbs does make me a little brain foggy. But whatever, specificity. Oh, this is embarrassing. But it pulls them into real experiences. It strengthens emotional connection to the problem. Oh my gosh, I feel like my tongue is. I'm sorry guys, but next time I might just try to not eat carbs before I I guess film because now you know it does mess with your foggy or whatever. So you see where I'm going with this? Helping them, basically letting them tell you the problem. Be honest with themselves, okay? It's like the thing about when I say you really gotta do research with your prospects is because most of the people, let's say you're doing fitness coaching and maybe like you wanna get clients for like maybe a client signed up for uh losing weight, and they just say, hey man, I've been struggling with weight loss, I want to lose weight. And you just say, okay, hey, I'll fix it to you, here's your ebook, da 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 da. You're not getting deep into the problem, you're not segmenting deep into the problem, okay? And you're not opening up this emotional weight for them to be honest with themselves. Okay, you're struggling to lose weight. Why is that so? How long have you been struggling with this? What do you think could be the possible causes? Oh no, whenever I scroll in TikTok, I find myself, binging, and that does this to me. People know the reason why they can't do what they can do. They just need someone to help them get out of that rock, that hole. People know. People know. Trust me, a crackhead knows how to quit. It's just they need someone which will help them see where they're at, see their barriers, see the holes they fall into, and solve them. Okay? And solve them. When you solve someone's problem, they'll remember you more than anybody else, and they'll pay you $1 million because you're saving somebody's life. This is real deal, guys. So make sure when you are working on your offer product, make sure you're really looking deep into, man, how will I truly help somebody, man? Make their life easier, better, changing. That's the goal you should have to it. Don't be trying to scam people and try to half-ass things. No, this is not the channel where we half-ass things. We do things the real and authentic way. So here's a real scenario so you guys can understand this better, okay? Imagine you're speaking to someone trying to grow an online business. They say, honestly, I feel like I'm putting in effort but not getting any results. Most people will jump in and just instantly pitch to them, okay, you're struggling, get this AI tool which will do the work for you. Relax. Fucking relax. Mind my language, I'm sorry, but you should do this instead. You say, not getting results, right? They respond, yeah, I'm posting, trying different things, but nothing is really working. You ask, how long has it been feeling like that? They say, probably around 8 months now. You pause, then ask, so 8 months? How has that been affecting you? Maybe I'm not haven't been doing I'm not a pro at sales calling. Okay, I have other ventures to focus on like email copywriting and all that. This is just a glimpse. Okay, just work on this and practice it. Maybe my tool might not be as perfect, but this is just really what's gonna move the needle. I said calmly, don't rush it, and yeah. So 8 months. Okay, let me just get the tone. So 8 months. How has that been affecting you? They think for a moment, then then they say it's draining. I'm starting to question if I'm even cut out for this. Now you go deeper. What part of that hits you the most? And then they say, honestly, I'm feeling like, okay, then they say, honestly, I'm feeling like I'm wasting time while everyone else is moving forward. At this point, you're literally no longer selling because they honestly open up to like a standpoint of saying, I feel like everyone else is moving forward. You see how deep you've got into them now? Okay? So at this point, you're no longer selling. They are emotionally involved in solving the problem. Okay? So yeah, just see it in that way, alright? The mistake that kills most sales, most conversions stay at the surface when they just say, what's the issue? How I fixed it with this deal? Because I had a guy who was a fitness coach that did the same strategy to me and it worked on me. It was 2025, beginning of 2025. I was still young. I had just yeah, 2025. Okay, I was trying to find my way on things, trying to become a personal trainer and all that. And he spoke to me in the exact same way. And I literally opened up and told him about the issues I'm going through at home, and he literally was honest to me and told me that personal training, these are people's lives. Okay, don't just be doing it because I'm just trying to survive. These are people's lives you're dealing with, and they gave me a lot of clarity. you know so I'm realizing on it now, like, oh, this guy was really about his stuff. And yeah, so using the stuff for what's the issue, how to fix it. That approach creates no emotional urgency, no internal pressure, no real decision. Maybe if it was 10 years ago, that'll worked, but now I don't think it's gonna work. Human psychology and emotions has always been the same. So yeah, what type of, besides the short attention span, which we see on TikTok, make people making a lot of hooking videos and stuff like that. So what top performers do differently? They don't rush to solutions, they expand the problem properly. This approach aligns with frameworks like the um, SPIN selling, where the real influence comes from developing the problem and its impact before presenting any solution. Okay, so here's the overall final takeaway. Stop trying to impress the client with all your information and, oh yeah, I have a degree on this. Stop trying to impress your client. Okay, start guiding them with questions, because the person who controls the questions controls the conversation. Okay, and the person who controls the conversation controls the outcome. So what you should do today, start practicing. Start, oh, my tongue is crazy today. Start practicing this in normal conversation with friends, with family, with anyone. Focus on listening for emotion, slowing down your responses, asking deeper follow-up questions. This is not a script, okay? It's a skill. And once it becomes natural, your results will change completely. Okay, once it becomes natural, authentic, as I said early on, this thing really works. Okay, people are human too. People feel certain ways too. I was in the gym because now, when you really see the game of how things are played, your perspective of things will change when you see times where people use this on you. I was in the gym, right? And um I'm not a person to just open up to anybody and just open up to whatever. So there's a guy that I know, he's my friend over there. Not my friend. Yeah, I just know him. So he works in the gym. He's the people that close clients, get them in the gym and help them get the gym membership. I was talking to him. I'm like, man, today is just whatever, man. And the guy came to me. It's like, man, what's wrong, man? Are you okay? Like, literally spoke to me like how I'm teaching. And I'm like, I felt this. Oh, man, I told him, man, like, no one else to help me film. It's like, no, don't worry, man, you got this. Like he just, this low tone of voice. And now he's clocking to me like, oh yeah, he's a salesperson in the gym, and that's why he spoke to me like that. So right now, I'm gonna go to the gym today, and I'm gonna talk to that guy and tell him, hey, I know you did this tactic to me one day. So now I kind of know how this gym people close prospects to become gym members or have gym memberships. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, found this video insightful. Hopefully it has some type of, if it has one views, I don't really care, as long as if it's out there, and maybe in 50 years someone will find this video and find it helpful, and that's what really matters. But overall guys, enough yapping and dabbling. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to Built by Emails. The channel will spread the awareness of email marketing, teach you about automations, funnel building, how to make money online, sales call, all those things. Okay, so enough yapping and dabbling. Make sure you build that authenticity, listen to people, practice with people. Not in terms of just, hearing people out, practicing your tone of voice, like as if you're a therapist. So enough yapping and dabbling. Peace out.